And welcome back to Who Would Win. Today's Who Would Win comes to us from gymnast and gamer Jordan, if I'm not mistaken on the name. And this is a very unique one. So Cartoon Cat and Skitzo the Bear. These are two these aren't actually real characters. They're made up for, the internet and fandoms and whatnot. Trevor Henderson mythos is where Cartoon Cat comes from. And comic, C-O-M-I-C-K, C-O-M-I-C-K is where Skitzo the Bear originates from. Both these essentially are like sentient, kind of Slender Man-esque characters. The bear is in fact a being, but he exists within his comic strips that if you watch them in full, you'll go mad and go on a murder spree, which is why they were all destroyed and only little bits, at least in the lore-wise, have been found. Now that being said, the Cartoon Cat, however, does seem to exist in the real world to some degree. He's a giant feline who resembles a 1930s era cartoon cat, hence his name. So it's very difficult to first off put these guys together. But if we're putting them together, what exactly are we doing? Well, I mean, personality-wise, they're both very sadistic, killers and whatnot. Although Cartoon Cat does seem to be less so than Skitzo. Skitzo is just, as described, sadistic, vengeful, murderous, demonic character. He has absolutely no remorse or sorrow towards people he kills or animals. He loves to cause fear in the hearts of others. He can get very angry very easily if someone makes fun of him, which turns him into a murderous, vengeful state. Whereas Cartoon Cat's personality isn't very well described. What Cartoon Cat's goal does seem to be, though, is kidnapping people. Although crimes include stalking, breaking and entering, unspecific atrocities, kidnapping possibly, man-eating possibly, and mass murder possibly. Those possibilities are what put Skitzo slightly more on the danger side than Cartoon Cat. That said, though, ability-wise, Cartoon Cat is said to be a shapeshifter with hyper-elasticity. His body's very kind of like a shape-shifting Mr. Fantastic. Size manipulation as well. Has the ability to make his reputation to me. Cartoon Cat has many abilities to back up his reputation among other monsters as a very dangerous creature. It is implied he has shape-shifting abilities. Like a typical 30s rubber hose cartoon, he has the ability to change size and length, presence and absence of his limbs, as well as he is malleable, as Trevor states. Again, this makes him very dangerous even to other creatures. He's able to defy the laws of physics like a cartoon would, making him stronger than most other monsters. His anatomy changes a lot by design. He also has enhanced strength, stamina, reflexes, sharp claws and teeth, indomitable will, savagery, supernatural agility, immortality to some degree, symphokinesis, which is the manipulation of music. My guess is he makes cartoon music appear when he's around, and cartoon mimicry. But that does not imply, though, he has Toon Force. There is a very different thing there. He just can manipulate himself similar to how a cartoon would manipulate itself. So Skitzo the Bear's power set, though, is longevity, weapon creation, supernatural durability, pyrokinesis, fourth wall awareness, morality manipulation, as he's able to corruption, as he's able to drive people mad, reality warping, cartoonish nature, absorption, he's able to absorb individuals into him, stealth, intangibility, can turn into a liquid to kind of go through into walls, teleportation, hand senses, regeneration, control over his body, and master of weaponries, a master of weapons. Specifically, he has enhanced generation, can manipulate his body, produce tendrils, open his jaw into an unnatural way, and can take the top of his head off like a hat. Absorption, ability to absorb his victims into himself. Hyperspace allows him to get things from inside his mouth or pants. Reality warping, can warp reality just by his very presence. Madness manipulation. Self-restoration, he's ability to revive the dead. He brought a cooked bird to life. And he's able to summon pitchforks, weapon creation. So, in essence, you're looking at two characters who can kind of do the exact same thing to some degree. They're two very wacky, cartoonish characters, but the difference seems to be where Cartoon Cat seems to be an individual who mimics cartoons and has cartoon-like abilities. Skitzo seems to actually be a cartoon, like sentient cartoon, who could just manifest into the real world. Now maybe he is, and maybe he's a demon who's taken the form of a cartoon, but there is no actual real definition on what he is the thing. All we know is he's a cartoon bear from the comic series. He's a cartoon bear. So maybe like a demon possessed the cartoon bear, and he like went beyond that. So yeah, it's one of those things where he seems to just be an actual cartoon, which means he does have Toon Force logic on his side if he needs it. But I mean, these two meet and they try to clash. But the problem is they both seem to have immortality and vulnerability to some degree. But Skitzo's abilities seem, at least from description, seem to surpass Cartoon Cat's abilities. This stems from the fact that Cartoon Cat does not seem to have any reality warping capabilities really at all. He does not seem to manipulate morality or corrupt individuals' minds just by existing. He does not absorb individuals into him, and he doesn't have the same level of regeneration, at least not described as having such, as Skitzo does. So even though they're both technically invulnerable / invincible, it seems that Skitzo's abilities do seem to surpass Cartoon Cat. So if they clash, it's gonna be a bit of back and forth until Skitzo is just getting more and more angry, and his very presence is manipulating the world as it stands, or is manipulating the world, even Cartoon Cat as it stands, possibly ridding Cartoon Cat of its own immortality and indestructibility and manipulation abilities. So I'd have to go Skitzo the Bear on this. It does seem like Skitzo's abilities are on a greater level and seem to be more varied than Cartoon Cat's are. That being said, being a cartoon-like being, it would still be difficult for Skitzo the Bear to get a killing blow from the get, but that's not to say he wouldn't get the killing blow eventually, in my opinion. So I'm going Skitzo the Bear. What do you got, though? Who do you got in this crazy and wacky scenario here? That's my Skitzo the Bear. I don't know what this guy actually sounds like. My guess is he doesn't really have a voice. But, you know, like, for instance, some of his cartoons, like, well, the other side, he runs a hot dog stand. Skitzo runs a hot dog stand. Once a boy asks for a hot dog. Well, hello, little boy. You want a hot dog? He sees that the hot dogs are rotten. So he kills the boy. Oh, you're the reason they're rotten. So there you go. Puppy love. Oh, God. I'm just reading all of these right now, and I'm going to go crazy on the murderous rampage when I'm done. Actually, I'm just describing them. I'm not watching them. So it's all good. He is seen relaxing at a beach when he falls in love with a girl at the beach. Grabs some flowers. However, the flower dies, making Skitzo angry. He walks over to the girl and shows her the dead flower and then kills the girl. Huh. Fascinating. So basically, it's just about him. He gets angry and kills someone every time. My, so unoriginal. Anyway, I digress. It's like, dude, that's effed up. Never said I was sane. Obviously, it's all facetious. I digress. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I got What If later a little bit, so keep your eyes out for that. Until then, thanks for watching, and I'll see you later.